नौटंकीबाजी क्यों कर रहे हो भाई? बीजेपी के बेटे का तिलक है क्या?
नौटंकीबाजी राकेश सिन्हा जी, नौटंकीबाजी।
रोजाना इस तरह की बातें करते हैं।
जिन्होंने कार सेवकों पर गोली चलाने का आदेश दिया था, वो आज उद्धव ठाकरे जी के लिए निमंत्रण मांग रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं ये नौटंकीबाजी क्यों हो रही है? जवाब दीजिए।
देखिए, जो गोली और गाली दोनों साथ लेकर चलते हैं उनके लिए तो कुछ कहना कठिन है। मुलायम सिंह यादव जी ने गोली चलाई और यहाँ बैठ कर चंपत राय एंड कंपनी इस तरह की भाषा का उपयोग कर रहे हैं,
उस पर कोई सजा नहीं दी गई है।
और मैं एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट व्हाट आई वांट टू कम्युनिकेट, बिकॉज दे आर वर्किंग एज द फ्रिंज एलिमेंट्स इन इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स. In fact, entire pseudo-secular forces are victim of the lemming tendency. They are committing political suicide by taking such instance. Sanjay Jha is speaking is not the mainstream position of the Congress party or the pseudo-secular forces. What I am saying that Congress party believes in, and the DNA of the Congress party and CPI-M is anti-Hindu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He liberated the Hindu community. He liberated the entire Hindu community, Hindu cultural community from the guilt conscience infused by the pseudo-secular forces along with the colonial forces. This has been consistent position since the Mughal rule, colonial forces and Nehruvian rules. All three together infused the guilt conscience among the Hindus. Being a Hindu is something like being a communal. And being a minority means being the true Indian. And this is it is the Congress party Prime Minister Manmohan Singh who once said that the first right on resources belongs to the minority community.
कैसे लोगों को बैठा जो किसी सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे पाते हैं?
देखिए, एक बात आप सुन लीजिए, आप बीच में इंटरवीन मत कीजिए।
सवाल पूछा और ये जवाब
नाविका जी, two things are very important.
अरे इंटरवीन नहीं करना चाहता, मैं अपने
समाजवादी पार्टी is going to be finished in the Uttar Pradesh because the party believes in anti-Ram politics. It is die-hard anti-Ram. And Sanjay Jha, I am really amused by Sanjay Jha's logic. He says because BJP is hijacking, so the other parties should go. They are not going due to conviction to Bhagwan.
बिल्कुल, राम में आस्था है इसीलिए नहीं जाना है, बीजेपी हाईजैक ना कर ले इसीलिए जाना है। और मनोज यादव जी को तो ये नौटंकी लग रहा है, ये नौटंकी बाजी क्यों हो रही है? अभिजीत अय्यर मित्रा, how do you look at the manner in which this entire issue is trying to be so-called politicized? I want to ask you, if they weren't invited, they would have cried blue murder. They are invited, so they will boycott. नौटंकीबाजी हो रही है, अगर हिंदुओं के लिए कोई बड़ी चीज हो रही है, वो उसको सेलिब्रेट करना चाहते हैं, तो वो नौटंकीबाजी है। इफ्तार में जाना वो नौटंकीबाजी नहीं है। What kind of secularism is this?
देखिए नविका जी, since I've heard all their arguments, I'm going to collect my arguments and come back to every one of them one by one. You see, first of all, there is a reason that all successful international communist movements considered Indian communists to be clowns. Nobody has ever taken them seriously. The highest anyone in the Indian communist movement ever managed was to marry Stalin's daughter, you see, and they've never achieved anything beyond that. Now, the problem here is secularism. There is no one word for it. There is American secularism, which is meant to accommodate every loony. There is French secularism, which actively opposes the interference of religion in state. It actually pokes its nose into religion. And then there is Indian secularism, which is dharma nirpeksh, which accepts religion in politics, just that the state does not choose sides. Number one. So clearly, Mr. Yechuri doesn't even know his basic communist theory, and for somebody who's a communist, or Ms. Brinda Karat for that matter, it shows you why they're reduced to a party of 5, 6, 7 MPs. Has been party gone, forget about them. Second is the issue with the INC. You see, Sanjay Jha understands this. He's a very smart man. He's trying very desperately to play the card that Rahul Gandhi should be playing. But you see, Rahul Gandhi being the failure that he is, he has to keep, the one bird in hand which is the fundamentalist Muslim vote, which he's trying to split with the CPI-M, and there's nothing he can do about it. Yes, the Congress should take, why is he giving credit to the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court doesn't validate my religion. The real credit for this goes to P.V. Narasimha Rao, who allowed our brave volunteers to go and make this day possible today. But he will never thank them because he also has to play a safe line out here. He can't burn bridges to return to the party if and when they take him back. Of course, he said, that how is this, are you going to change the constitution? Well, we should do exactly what his former leader Rajiv Gandhi did after the Shah Bano judgment. If you're unhappy with a judgment, you go change the constitution. That is what you do. Third, please remember the Supreme Court has nothing to do with today. None of this has ever had to do with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has always been a rubber stamp that has rubber stamped everything that powerful governments have always decided. Remember, this was a Supreme Court that said the emergency was totally
no,
legal.
I don't belong to that school of thought where we are going to say that the Supreme Court is a rubber stamp. The fact of the matter is, we can't trivialize the fact that for 70 years this entire matter has been through various courts and the legal battle has been fought. Otherwise, this, if it had to be, their way or the highway, they would have taken this call much earlier. But the question really, my objection is to one issue and one issue alone. And Sanjay, I want to ask you this issue. When Rahul Gandhi comes out and says, I'm a Janeudhari, then that is not Hindutva, that is not against the constitution, that is not, mixing politics with religion. When he comes out and says he's a Shiv Bhakt, then, the Congress party says he's a Shiv Bhakt, then that is not politics and religion being mixed together. But if Modi goes to Ayodhya, then religion and politics are getting mixed up and secularism is in danger. I want your response on this doublespeak.